When Kyrie Eleison was written, I was spending a lot of time in the Book of Common Prayer. The Book of Common Prayer is this Anglican prayer book that details like different worship services, and for whatever reason, I was using it last summer to supplement my time with God, and I found particular parts of different services very, very meaningful, especially the confessions of sin. Sadly enough, as I was reading through the Book of Common Prayer, I realized that even though I'm well aware of my weakness and my frailty, I just would forget to pray for forgiveness. And unless I had some kind of forced rhythm of confession, I just wouldn't do it. I think it's actually impossible for us to understand mercy and grace unless we walk through that doorway, the doorway of confession. Unless we walk through the doorway of confession, and unless we repent of our sin, we can't really understand grace and mercy. I think that mercy as kind of like an abstract concept, it can be alluring, but mercy as something that we desperately need is something altogether different. It can become the most beautiful thing, one of the most beautiful things in the world. I grew up in the Korean church. In the Korean church, we didn't talk about our weakness. We didn't talk about our sin. Korean culture is shame-based. In other words, the things that we do, particularly the evil things, they become our identity. So, as you can guess, nobody really wanted to talk about their stuff. And so, even though the fact that we had, I would say, very radical passion for Jesus, inside a lot of us were really, really hurting, and we were very, very broken. When I came to the Vineyard, one of the first things that I did was I got into a group where we talked about ourselves, our stories, and I remember sharing my story in embarrassing detail, and I remember confessing my sins to this group of people, or this small group of people, and I remember feeling so unburdened, so like this huge weight had come off of my chest. I remember feeling and experiencing grace for almost like the first time, and I thought, man, that feeling, that liberating unburdening of our guilt and shame because of the things that we've done. In our church services, we didn't really have an opportunity for people to experience that. We didn't have an opportunity for people to actually say, here's what I've done, and I'm so sorry, Lord. Lord, have mercy. Kyrie Eleison means Lord, have mercy. And man, I just thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if somehow we could write something that could give people an opportunity to walk through that doorway of confession, really experience God's mercy and grace, and then experiencing also that liberating unburdening, that kind of that huge weight off your chest as you realize that God indeed forgives us. Wouldn't that be incredible? And so, since we didn't really have that kind of forced rhythm of confession in our church services, one of the things that I thought we ought to do is maybe we could write something that could get people to go there. And so Kyrie Eleison was born.